What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another great edition of Sports Étouffée. We got some Saints on tap for you today, as well as a bunch of Pelican stuff that we really got to get into. All that and in between right here on Sports Étouffée. Let's get started. Alright, first on tap is, of course, the New Orleans Saints. They just wrapped up mandatory minicamp. 3 days out there in the excruciating heat, but hey, I made it through. Anyway, a lot of stuff that I seen, I was thoroughly impressed with. Unlike last year when I came back and I was like, Andy Dalton really looks good. And that should have been a clear tell sign for Saints fans to worry. Now I'm here to tell you this year that the team looks really, really good. Looks a lot differently than last year. The staff looks a lot tighter. This year, practice doesn't seem as soft, doesn't seem as loose. Seems like they're out there working. Looks like they're just out there working, and that makes me very happy because considering last year, it just seemed like it was loose and just all about having fun, not about getting work done. This year, it was totally different. So Derek Carr looks the part, you guys. He looks the part. And I know people are just like, okay, he didn't do anything in Vegas or Oakland. Well, he didn't have a team over there. He played for a horrible organization. If this was the 60s through 70s, they would have said it was just like the New Orleans Saints as organizations of back then. So this year, I got to say Derek Carr looks like he looks like he's got a chip on his shoulder. He's got something to prove. He's out there to prove that, hey, those teams, those weren't me. I'm a way better player than that. But anyway, they look like they added some stuff to the scheme, you guys, some different schemes, or they're bringing back some stuff that they got rid of. Think back to 2011 where we had Darren Sproles, Pierre Thomas, and Mark Ingram, a rookie Mark Ingram. 3 running backs. It was the most dynamic offense in NFL history. Go look at the stats. They're still number 1 in that. This year, it looks like they might look to do something similar to that. When I was out there at minicamp, the one thing that made me make my eyes just open up wider, just like, whoa, where's this been? So they had Jamal Williams next to Derek Carr in the shotgun, and then they had Alvin Kamara out wide next to Chris Olave, but then they would call him into motion, and then right next to Chris Olave's Rashid Shaheed. Then now, right next to Rashid Shaheed is Alvin Kamara running a route. Then you have on the opposite side, you have Michael Thomas when he's out there practicing. And I got to say, I don't know how teams are going to stop that, you guys, because, I mean, you have speed out there, and speed kills. A lot of everybody's old coaches used to tell me, and I'm sure you guys, hey, speed kills. Speed kills. And Chris Olave, Rashid Shaheed, and then you have Alvin Kamara out there running a route. And then you're going to have Jamal Williams out there probably running a swing route or maybe even just, pass blocking and then going on a route. It's going to be truly dynamic and something very beautiful to see, you guys. And I cannot wait to see that when the Bullets are flying live in a regular season game. And we might be able to get to see that up close and personal week 1 in the Superdome against the Tennessee Titans. I cannot wait. I don't know how the Tennessee Titans are going to stop that. Mike Vrabel is going to have to really be on his P's and Q's, but hopefully he's not because I would love to just blow them out in the first game. But so the week of July 20th is when training camp starts up, and that's when you're going to start seeing players ramp up. We might even get to see rookie Kendra Miller, the running back from TCU. That's when I think you're going to maybe see them bring out the 2011 stuff again, which I don't know why they got rid of it. I mean, yeah, the Mark Ingram, Alvin Kamara dude was working, but you need the 3-headed monster again because that's what really made the Saints scary. If you look back at all the Saints teams, and some of the best teams that they've have had 3 running backs or the running back by committee. 2009 when we went to the Super Bowl, you had Pierre Thomas, you had Mike Bell, you had Reggie Bush. Teams couldn't stop that because they all had different styles of running. Pierre was a different runner. Mike Bell was a different runner. And, of course, Reggie Bush was in just a league of his own. Then you look back at 2011, you had Pierre Thomas. You had Darren Sproles. You had a rookie Mark Ingram. Teams did not know how to stop. If you stopped one, you wasn't going to be able to stop the other. And I truly believe that you're going to see that again this year. Chris Olave looks like he's going to take another step up this year. He might get 1,000 yards receiving. I don't know how corners are going to stop Chris Olave. He looks like he got faster. He looks like he even added more weight. I'm truly excited for the Saints team, you guys. And if I had in the defense, I didn't even get into the defense yet. Alontae Taylor, you guys. He looks like he might take the number 2 corner spot. And that's not a knock on Paulson Adebo. He's looked good in practice, but not as great as Alontae Taylor has. And I'm sure he's probably going to get the nickel spot. He's probably going to get the nickel spot, Alontae Taylor. So I think this defense is going to be really good this year. I mean, I love the additions to the coaching staff alone, like Ty Grantham on the defensive line, Joe Woods as the DC, and he's going to help out with the DBs as well as Marcus Robinson, the secondary coach is. I mean, I like what the staff looks like on paper. Now, as far as play calling, I really like how Pete Carmichael and Derek Carr talk a lot. They communicate a lot. I truly am liking what I'm seeing. It didn't look like we've had that the last 2 years when it came to the quarterbacks and the play calling. So, truly excited for that. So, if I had to make a record prediction, I see 10 to 11 wins, and I see us winning the NFC South because the NFC South is thoroughly weak. I mean, am I going to be really scared of the Bucs with Baker Mayfield? Am I going to be scared of a rookie Bryce Young? No, I'm not. So, next on tap, we got the New Orleans Pelicans. We have a lot to get into. The NBA draft is Thursday. Whenever you're watching this, it's either going to be Thursday or, hey, it might be even to be today for you guys. Don't know. So, the Pelicans pick 14th as of now. Could we see them trade up? Very unlikely. Or could we see them trade down and get more picks for this draft? That might be very likely. And a podcast I thoroughly recommend, or I truly recommend y'all go listen to, very detailed, is Jake Madison's Locked On Pelicans. I mean, I ain't got to tell you twice about that. He is great at what he does. He breaks it down and gives you the likely and unlikely scenarios for the Pelicans. But they look like they have brought in some good players for their workouts. I mean, Chris Murray, who was number 1 on my personal Pelicans draft board from Iowa. He is the brother of Keegan Murray, who just lit it up as a rookie this past year. Then you have Jordan Hawkins from UConn, who is just a 3-point marksman and just a all-around shooter. He can make it from all around the basketball court. 3, mid-range, close to the basket. He is truly he's a shooter. I love his game all around. And a fun fact, if you don't know, Jordan Hawkins is the cousin of LSU superstar women's basketball player Angel Reese. So that would be truly great to have him close by to his cousin. Then you have Noah Clowney, the power forward from Alabama. I mean, we have E.J. Liddell, so I don't really see a need for someone like Clowney, but he is on my board as well. But I wouldn't mind having him at all. Not that I would like having him. I mean, they've had a lot of workout. I mean, Maxwell Lewis, you have G.G. Jackson, and you have the center from Kentucky. Now, Caleb Daniels from Villanova, he is a local kid who is a guard. I can see us maybe getting as an undrafted free agent, or maybe in the second round if we wanted to trade up. Then you have Latrell Jones, the guard from Nichols. It's been a while since we've seen a player in the NBA from Nichols. It's been a while, but he truly was a great player this year. He was part of the All-Southland team, if I'm not mistaken. And then you have Larry Nance's brother, Pete Nance, I want to say. Now, I don't know too much about his game. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you guys, but I think if you go after someone like a Chris Murray or a Jordan Hawkins, you're adding more shooting to your bench. And that's not a knock on Dyson. Dyson has to learn how to shoot. And I think that'll come with I call him the shot doctor with Fred Vincent. So I gotta say this too: the Pelicans aren't trading Zion Williamson. They aren't trading Brandon Ingram. We're not trading up for Scoot Henderson or Brandon Miller. That is not happening. If you listen to Jake Madison, like I said, it would take a lot of moving parts, almost probably 6 players, or even more than just 3 teams. It would just be just a disaster of a trade. We would take 1 step forward and probably 5 steps back if you trade Zion or Brandon Ingram. I know he's been injured, but if you go back and look at Joel Embiid, a lot of people was calling him a bust after his first 4 years. So I'm not giving up on Zion yet, and neither should you. So I gotta say, the players that they're bringing in on these visits, a lot of them are just really great shooters, and I'm thinking the Pelicans see the weak spot on this team is shooting. We need more shooting. When Brandon Ingram goes to the bench, or even Zion, you need more scoring. CJ was hurt this year. He had a Drew Brees thumb injury, and he also had a shoulder injury. So that's why you've seen CJ McCollum lack this year throughout the stretch with his shooting. So getting someone like a Chris Murray or Jordan Hawkins can really kind of help you off the bench. You need more firepower off the bench. That's what a lot of the great teams have, is more depth coming off the bench. A lot of the championship teams, like the Denver Nuggets, who just won this year, the Golden State Warriors throughout the years, the Bucks, they have a full squad. They don't just have a starting 5 and then a couple players off the bench. They have a full 10-man, almost 11-man rotation. They have depth off the bench. I mean, if one person goes down, the next man up, they're not missing a beat. So, and then, I got to get to the news of, the Pelicans parting ways with Teresa Witherspoon. It was kind of, it tells me that, we're going to get, I want Willie to have his own staff. He inherited Stan Van Gundy's staff, and it looks like they're getting ready to continuity. Teresa Witherspoon has been great since she's been here. I got to tip my hat off to her, but getting the one, everyone's saying, oh yeah, we got rid of one coach that Zion liked, he's gone. I don't think so. I think this might be hey, Willie's going to get his own staff, and hey, Zion, we're not coddling you no more or babying you anymore. So I don't hate the move, and I wish her the best of luck, because I think she's going to land on her feet very quickly. Now, it's time for me to go on my little rant here. The media has just been all over the Pelicans, talking about how bad the organization is, saying, oh, they got to trade Zion. He should have never been there in the first place. So let me just say this. All you people love the Louisiana culture, love the steal our lingo, or, oh, you love the food, oh, you want to try to steal everything that has everything to do with Louisiana, bring it to your state and try to remake it. You can't, by the way. You don't want us to, you want to take everything that we got, you love everything that we have, and you want to try to replicate it, but you don't want us to have it. You really don't, and I never understood that. You don't want us to have any pro teams because you don't think we deserve them. Oh, let's move them to Seattle. Oh, let's move them to California. Let's move them to New York. California and New York deserve everything, right? Oh, because they're big markets. I don't give a damn about the big markets at all. Big market, small market, doesn't matter. I don't care. You love our culture until it comes to our pro teams. You want to take everything from us and try to replicate it in your own state. You can't. Leave us alone. It just makes me angry that throughout my life it's just been, oh, Louisiana or New Orleans doesn't deserve to have a pro team. Da-da-da-da-da. Small market this. Da-da-da-da-da. Well, you know what? We have one. We have the Saints, we have the Pelicans, and many others that are coming in the future. If you don't like it, then don't talk about us, because you never have a clue what's going down here, and you never will, because you will never understand. This is our pro teams. We're here to stay, and if you don't like it, I don't give a damn. If you really don't like us, then stop trying to replicate our Cajun cuisine and labeling it Louisiana, like in states like California, Texas, New York, whatever. Because it is not. Everything I've heard, you're trying to replicate us, and you just can't. Stop trying to steal our culture if you just really hate us in general. It just makes zero sense to me. And I know maybe my rant doesn't make sense, but think about it. They love, oh, Mardi Gras, Bourbon Street, this and that, French Quarter. They love all of that, but when it comes to Louisiana in general, they hate us. They love to talk trash about us in general, and I've always hated that. You know what? We have pro teams here. Talk about us like you talk about all the other teams. We just want a fair deal, and you never give us a fair deal. And that's all I gotta say. And I know it might not make sense to a lot of people, but you know what? I don't care. I'm just sick of the big market media just trashing us for the last few years. And that is all I got to say. And this has been another great edition of Sports Étouffée. We shall see you guys next time. Stay tuned.